Jill, we're here again. We've heard so many miracles pertaining to your life, but one more miracle to discuss, and that is about you having children. Doctor said it wasn't possible. I want to hear the story.
Yeah, so I met my husband late in life. I was 37 when we met. And so we knew that if we wanted to have children, this wasn't something we could wait on. And so I scheduled an appointment with my doctor. And this was the height of the pandemic, mid-2020. So all appointments were virtual.
Everything shut down, yeah.
We met over the computer. And he went over my medical history and he said, well, your labs are terrible.
Well, thanks, Doc. You know.
Yeah, thank you for that. It's not the first time I've heard a doctor say something like that. He said, your labs are terrible, and based on your labs, based on your age, and based on the fact that you live with cerebral palsy, I don't think that you'll ever have children. And then you add to that, that if you do become pregnant, there is a very small risk, although a real one, that your intracranial pressure will go beyond normal levels because you do live with residual hydrocephalus.
From when you were born.
From when I was born. And so my husband and I took all of this in and we hung up the video call and we looked at each other and we just said, should we do this? Because he was willing to take me on as a patient. He was simply laying out the risks and the odds that were in front of me if I wanted to have a baby. And we decided to go forward, and I had scheduled an in-person appointment with him about 3 weeks into the future because that was the soonest I could get on his books. And 2 weeks later, I call up his office and I speak to a nurse and I say, I just got a positive pregnancy test. What do you want me to do? So she said, well, you can go to your regular OBGYN because this was a reproductive endocrinologist.
Oh, to try to get you pregnant. He's like, I'm done with that. I already made it. I've got success now, you know?
And she said, you can go to your regular OBGYN, or if you would like us to do some early ultrasound to see what we can see, then we're happy to do that for you. And I said, yes, that is what I want. And so I went in and they found the heartbeat right away. They eventually graduated me from their specialized practice to my regular OBGYN. My OBGYN saw me every single month of my pregnancy and gave me an ultrasound every single month of my pregnancy because, again, we didn't know how living with cerebral palsy was going to affect me or the child that I was carrying. So she monitored me very closely, and when I was 38 weeks and 4 days, she decided to do the C-section about 10 days earlier than she had originally scheduled it because she could tell that I was running out of room. And my blood pressure wasn't horrible, but it also wasn't great. So she decided to do the scheduled C-section and deliver our son, who is perfectly healthy, incredibly tall, just like his father.
And has no medical issues
that
they
no
thought
medical
he might
issues
have.
whatsoever as a result of his birth or the fact that he was carried inside of me. And he is an enormous blessing to me, his dad, his Oma and Opa. People just think he's delightful, and he really is.